Hello everybody. If you're watching this video, that tells me you're wanting to see the detailed trades and holdings of the ULTY fund. If you're just wanting to see the roll up, we do a roundup, which is what like 70 something percent of the people want to see. So if you're here with me on the trades and holdings, you're a very special person, aka a nerd like me, or just an options nerd. I'm more of a spreadsheet nerd. But anyway, just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. It's not a financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. These funds are high risk and may not be for everyone. And then I just want to address the issues from last night and today. So, yesterday, I just posted a quick video last night, and I didn't have an update, from Jay last night, because I did send, the emails in the evening, and I honestly would prefer him not to respond, because, he needs to live his life too, right? I always felt bad when he would respond at like 10 or so o'clock at night. So, yeah. But anyway, I sent him the email yesterday when I noticed the trades weren't there. Obviously, it's Monday. That's when they do their main trading plan for the week and do all their trades. So I knew there had to be trades. And then when the holdings came out and I only saw 5 short calls and the rest of it in cash, I knew something was wrong. So then that's when I screenshot it and sent it to him. Of course, I didn't get to bed till like 5 something this morning after finishing all the videos for yesterday. So I was asleep when he emailed me back at 7:30 this morning. And I'm sorry if you already watched the roundup and this is a repeat. Please fast forward past this screen. But, of course, he verified there was lots of movements, as we already know, but they did end up having to move back to synthetic positions versus just holding the stock due to some broker reasons. And then, of course, he acknowledged that the positions were not reflecting accurately and that they were going to have to work with the custodian to fix the issue. So that is why the stock was halted most of the day, because they had to get all of that stuff, get their holdings and stuff fixed before they can open up the trading for that. And then, of course, somebody asked if that's why the stock dropped today, and it is not. It dropped because it was a red day, and these are highly volatile stocks, and the majority of them tanked, and some of them a lot more than 10%. So, we don't know. Tomorrow could be green day and everything can go way back up again. Again, these are high risk funds, not for everybody. And ULTY specifically can have some volatile swings. So, now that we've got through that, we're going to get to the spreadsheet. And so, what I've done, painstakingly gone through everything, compared everything. I am not going to go over each detail in this for both of our sakes. I'm really tired after the last few days. And so I've just sort of tried to take the data for both days, rolled it up, and then to this one holdings and show you where we're at. So, if you haven't watched the other one, I'll just point out that we do have some additional holdings here. So we have Altimmune back here, the biotech company. And then we have EH here, which is EHang Holdings, which is aerospace and defense industry. And then if we go down a little bit, we have VRT Vertiv Holdings. Probably saying that wrong, but it's electrical equipment and parts. So we do have 3 new ETFs that we have not had on here before. I had lots of ideas of changes for this spreadsheet, by the way, on my drive to Tennessee this weekend, or maybe it was on my way back. And then I made several of them, and then they were basically for the stock portion. I was bringing in, the price we paid for it, so we could sort of see it how we do the synthetic, right, or our overall price and cost versus just what the market value was at that second. But if we're not holding the stock now, all of that was a waste of time. So, yeah, I'll have to go back to my notes now on all the changes that I was thinking of. It's just, it's just been a crazy couple of days with all of these workbooks and all the changes and the, the estimates and stuff we had for the YieldMax stuff and the challenge for the distributions. But as you can see, just about everything on here is going to be new because they had to close out all of the stocks, purchase in the synthetics, or get into the generate synthetic positions, and then also short call positions. Now, some of these they might have had from last week that they didn't close out of, but most of these they did not. So what I'm going to do, I just really need to, we're just going to make this video short, a lot shorter than normal. But if you look here on the left-hand side, I am actually just going to scroll down through here. Because every single one of these, 99% of these are going to have something on them, right? So you can see Alt-Immune is new. All of that's new. All of our ARM. In fact, we're just keep going. Clean Spark, Coin, Carvana, and then, of course, EH is totally new. And then when we get to GigaCloud Technology, we did have that existing short call there already. Of course, now we have the synthetics. And then we have all the new stuff for HUT, LabU, Mara, and then Mind Medicine. We did have one existing short call, which, as you can see, they did add or they created a new short call position. Again, these are from the last couple of days, so not just from today. And then we have MSOS ETF, we have MicroStrategy, and then we have NanoX Imaging. We had one of those short calls already. And then Root, we had that short call already as well. And then we keep going down. SMCI, Viking, and then VRT, and then Wayfair. So that's lots of stuff that I don't want to read, and I know you don't want me to read. Oh, I did add this per share column because that was one of the comments that I had, is they just wanted to know how much was brought in per share or whatever. So I guess I zoomed in too much. So I ended up adding the per share column here. I don't know if it's needed or not, but like I said, I know somebody did request it, so I do have it there. Y'all can let me know your thoughts if you want. It's not going to hurt anything. It's just an extra column. I'm just going to scroll over here. You can see at the top. So we did drop 49 cents today from the previous close price. We have 19 tickers. You have see our net assets, outstanding shares did increase, I believe, a little bit. Actually, so we were at 1.950, I think, and I think yesterday we went up to 75, so it might be another 100,000 more. But and if we're just looking at, I feel like I'm going to repeat myself, but I think this was in the other video. If we're looking at the short call premium, or the short call all trades, then we're looking at 74 cents a share. If we're looking at the short call premium only, it's $1.46. Now, we've been working this out with the YieldMax single stock ETFs and doing lots of different types of calculations and different ways to calculate. So once the distribution is announced tomorrow, then maybe we can hone in on a preferred calculation. But of course, we might not either, because it's not all just about the calculation. But anyway, just to let you know that. And okay, so that's the top data. So we've sort of showed you the trades. Again, almost everything here is new. And now we'll just go over the holdings and our strike prices here. And so we have Alt-Immune. Almost all of these will expire this week. We may have some that are a week or two out. But we have the short call for Friday with a strike price of $10.50, and we're currently 11% below that strike price. For those of you that don't know, yeah, so I guess I messed this formula up when I changed it for the stocks. So this should be green, not red, because, for the synthetic positions, we want the current price to be above the strike price. In this case, it is by 36 cents. So this 4% should be a positive 4% that we're over the strike price by 4%. And then for, oh, there, man, okay. Oh, thinking this said strike price before. I don't know. Maybe I might have changed the name of that. Now that's throwing me off if that is the case. Let me just look real quick. Yeah, this said strike price before. I don't know why it just says price now. I don't know. I guess when I was making all the changes I was making. Oh, I know why. Because this was also gonna be what the price was of the stock if we owned the stock, what we purchased it for, so we could see where we were up or down on the stock itself. Of course, now we don't own it, so it doesn't even matter. So this is gonna stay our strike price as long as we're not holding the actual underlying shares. But I guess I need to look at this formula because I have messed it up. In fact, I guess it's getting late now. It has me second guessing myself. But if we're over the synthetic strike price, we should be green. If we're below the short call strike price, we should be green. So yes, so I'm not going to fix the formula this second, but what I am going to do is mark this so I'll see it red later to fix it. I just don't know. I just have to rewrite the formula. Oh, it's not even it, is it? And yeah, this is the cell. All right. I'll fix that formula back to the way it was. That's what happens when I start messing with stuff and trying to change things. Yeah, so the synthetic ones are going to be the opposite on here. Which sucks. Okay. Anyway, so again, you want your synthetic strike price to be, you want your current stock price to be above the synthetic, and you want the current stock price to be below the short calls. So in this case, this should be two positives. All right. I went ahead and fixed the stuff, and then I also noticed the strike prices. I accidentally deleted them on the synthetic, so I fixed those as well, so there's no confusion, especially if you're new here. So we're good there. And then if we go on over, so we're talking about autoimmune here, you can see that it did go down 9% today. If we go on to ARM, our synthetic is 120 with a short call of 132, and we're currently between those two at 124. So we're looking pretty good there. And then if we go over here for today, we can see that they were down 2%. If we move on to Clean Spark, our synthetic is 17 with our short call being 21. However, our stock price is 16.83. So we're slightly under the synthetic, but we have a couple of months, but we are 20% under the short call. So looking good for that one. You can see here today that Clean Spark did drop 9%. I don't know where we're at this second with Bitcoin, but the last time I saw Bitcoin, we were down below like 65,000. Yeah, but right now we're at about 66,000. I don't know. just so you know, I don't know a lot about Bitcoin. I just know I can watch the price. Yeah, it looks like it got down to right under 64,500 today. And I say that, but it didn't get down to that price until this evening, like at 8:40 or something, and I'm not even sure what time zone that is. But anyway, so I don't know if it'll start going back up or not. But if we move on to coin synthetics 240, short calls 280, we're at 245.84. So we're looking good for both of those. And coin, let's see, they were down at 2% today. Carvana synthetics 80, strike price 80 with short call 92. We're at 82.87. So both of those are looking good. And it went down 5% today. EH is one of our new tickers here. $16 synthetic strike price, $20 short call strike price, and we're at 17.80, so looking good for both of these positions. And it looks like the stock, wow, it was down 13% today. GTC was one of the only positive stocks today, or one of the positive stocks today. I think there was 3 or 4 I showed on the Moomoo platform chart earlier. But you see, this short call is one of the ones that won't expire this week, and it'll be a couple of weeks out. But you can also see that our current price is $33.25, while the strike price for that is $30. So we are already over the price by 11%, which is red, which means it's not a good thing. You can see if we had to close that out today, it would cost $324,000. Of course, they just purchased that just did that the last couple of days. But you can see the stock did go up 8% today from 30.79 to 33. So yeah, I guess I don't know, they thought it would go down. I'm not sure what happened there. If we move on to HUT 8, the current price is $9.38, and the synthetic is 10 with a short call of 12. So obviously we're looking good for the short call. We're under the synthetic just a little bit. But to make it a little bit quicker, I will just mention the short calls for the rest of this video. I know most of you probably don't just listen to this. You're probably visually looking at it and don't really need me to read every single number here. But yeah, let's go over to the side here. So that stock was down 13% today. LabU has a strike price of $134, current price $115. We're under it by 14%, so that's looking good there. That stock was down 10% today. Mara, a strike price of $23.50, and we're at $19.73, so we're 16% below the strike price, and that one dropped 9% today. Mind Medicine has 2 short calls that will expire in 2.5 weeks, with the strikes of 10 and 11, and we're currently below those by 2 and 10%, and it actually went up 3% today. MSOS Cannabis ETF stock short call with $11 strike, which we're currently 8% under, and it looks like the stock dropped 2% today. MicroStrategy short call strike price is $1,800, but we're currently 12% below that strike price with only 11 contracts. They did go down 4% today. NanoX Imaging has 2 short calls that expire in 2.5 weeks with strikes 10 and 12.5, so we're 8 cents from that 10 strike, which is only, well, they're all going to be new. Well, oh no, in this case, the other one we already had, so only those 7 contracts are new. But, yeah, we're right there at that one. And this one dropped 4% today. If we look at Root here, short call expires in a couple of weeks. Strike price 65. We're currently under that by 4%, but they did come up 3% today. SMCI, strike price of 11.20. Currently 10% below that strike price, and the stock did drop 3% today. Vikings Therapeutics, short call expires Friday with the $81 strike. Currently under that by 5%, and they dropped 3% today. VRT has a short call that expires Friday with a strike price of 84, currently 4% below the strike price, and it looks like they just came up about 37 cents today. Wayfair, short call expires Friday, strike price $69, and we're currently 8% below that, and they dropped 3% today. So we've been doing this, and it looks like I did not do all the formulas. But I think I had somebody comment about this. This is the only thing I can assume that they were talking about. But do y'all even still want to see this data here? Because it's not bringing in the IV. If not, just let me know. But we have the current holdings here, all the tickers by sector, and this is irrelevant now. This is hide that because that's going to be different now that we're back to synthetic positions. Of course, the weighting is going to be up here off because now we're having synthetics, but it is there, and that's based on the holdings. I did put the date that these were added to the portfolio of ULTY. I just have to make sure I'm always updating these as they're added and taken away, because we know some of these come back several times, which, looking at this, I can tell, because autoimmune is not here. So, all right, sorry about that. I ended up having to update the pivot table, which can't be done on the iPad, or at least I don't know how to do it if so. But anyway, so we have the data here, and then of course we have a ranking for our IV over to the left. And let's see, I'm just looking. Of course, our did we? No, like I can't remember. Did we go over this? But I guess it was in the other roundup video. But our lowest IV here is showing as ARM. And there's one missing here. Oh, well, no. So this is why I got away from pivot tables, because even if I do select all, it's because the Nano X imaging's not bringing over the IV, so it's not counting it in there, so that's why. So ARM is 64%, number one. Of course, MicroStrategy at 142% right now. Anyway, we're going to move on over here. You can see the current holdings by sector, and actually I took away the industry. I don't know, it just made it, it wasn't as clean looking. I don't even know if anybody wanted to see it anyway. I can always add it back. Y'all just let me know. Of course, again, the weightings are going to look a little off because, we are holding these synthetics and stuff now. I need to add that today, but we can sort of see where we're at on shares. So yeah, here we had 1,975,000 outstanding shares of yesterday, which we didn't even look at yesterday. So we actually went up 50,000 yesterday. Y'all just didn't know it unless you went and looked it up. And today we've gone up another 100,000. So I don't know if it's people buying on the dip or what there. So yeah, I'll put that down at the bottom, and then we'll drag that over to see where we're at. And then, of course, I know people have asked about, the guesstimates for YMAX and YMAG, but we're not even there yet. They have a different date than the other ones, so they'll be mid-month versus the beginning of the month. So we can see here the next declaration date will be April 16th, and then of course you can see the distribution at the top that was paid out previously. But I think that's it for today. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I know I had lots of ideas for ULTY, and then I think I had some suggestions for things which I may or may not have done. Well, I know I did some of them. I know, like a share price thing. Then this one was talked about possibly not being needed, this summary tab. But I'll look and see about making some more changes. But y'all just let me know here. I know only about 15, maybe 15% of the people even want to see the holdings and trades. But I will let y'all go, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.